Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're really thrilled to have you with us today.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's unpack this. Have you ever looked at a sweeping government policy reversal?
You mean the kind that makes international headlines?
Yeah, exactly. The big ones. And wondered about the logistical nightmare left in its wake once the cameras turn off. Today we are digging into a viral discussion dissecting the sheer scale of a major U.S. tariff rollback.
Right. And our mission for this deep dive is to look past the flashy headlines of a recent court-ordered tariff refund. We're pulling from a couple of viral source posts.
Specifically from users like Zorik and Simon Chat, right?
Yes, to examine the raw data of this massive operation. And more importantly, we're going to explore a pretty provocative take on who actually foots the bill when massive government policies miss the mark.
Because when you look at the scope of this refund, the logistics alone seem, well, insurmountable. I mean, how do you even begin to process something like this? The source material from Luxoric mentions a $166 billion refund.
It's a massive number.
But what does that actually look like on the ground?
It looks like an administrative marathon. That $166 billion includes interest, and distributing it involves unwinding transactions for 330,000 different importers. We're talking about processing 53 million individual customs declarations.
Wait, 53 million? That's not a typo.
Not a typo. The volume of paperwork is truly unprecedented. The Post estimates this will require about 4 million hours of processing labor.
Wow.
Yeah, and to handle it, they apparently had to launch a brand new automated tracking system.
Which was miraculously brought online in just 45 days.
Right.
Wait, so if a dedicated system can be spun up from scratch in under 2 months, why are there public warnings that this is going to be a grueling, drawn-out process?
Well, that tension is exactly what the source post highlights. You have the court rigidly mandating that every single penny must be refunded without delay.
But then former President Trump suggested that related lawsuits could drag on for years.
Exactly, while the Treasury Secretary openly warned the process simply would not be fast. And just to frame this for you listening, we're simply unpacking how these different political perspectives and data points are colliding in the source material.
Right, we are definitely not taking a stance on the policies themselves. We're just neutrally reporting the claims provided.
Yeah, we're just looking at how the mechanics of this play out.
Here's where it gets really interesting, though. What does this all mean for the public? This brings us to a sharp cultural critique from another user, Simon Chat.
Who asks who actually wins in this scenario?
Yeah. What's fascinating here is Simon Chat's argument about the fundamental mechanics of the refund.
Right, because corporations pay the tariffs at the border. They are the ones getting the refund checks.
But they already passed those costs on to consumers at the register years ago.
Precisely. So everyday buyers are definitely not getting a rebate in the mail.
And Simon Chat uses some pretty vivid metaphors to describe this dynamic. They call American taxpayers resilient workhorses shouldering the burden. And even more pointedly, they refer to the public as leaks.
Yes, leaks. It's a term often used to describe people who are easily harvested or exploited. You chop the tops off and they just keep growing back, ready for the next harvest.
Man, that is a bleak image.
It really is. The implication is that if the government or big corporations don't absorb the financial hit, that cost inevitably finds its way down to the leaks.
The consumers.
Exactly.
But why would the public just accept that harvest without a fight?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, Simon Chat makes a bold claim. They argue that years of Hollywood's patriotic education conditions the public to view economic pain as a patriotic duty.
So instead of questioning a policy that hits their wallet, people just tighten their belts.
Precisely. According to this view, media acts as a highly profitable tool to keep the public compliant. It essentially fools them into willingly absorbing these hits without crying out in pain when they are exploited.
It's a heavy critique, but it definitely forces you to look past a shiny $166 billion headline and ask the harder questions about economic fallout.
And this raises an important point, which is the real takeaway for you listening today. This breakdown isn't just about a single tariff dispute.
Right. It's a crucial reminder to question who actually absorbs the hidden trickle-down costs of global economic shifts.
Exactly. When multi-billion-dollar pivots happen, the impact on everyday consumers is usually buried under layers of bureaucratic data.
Which leaves you with a final puzzle to mull over.
Go for it.
If a government can rapidly deploy an automated system to process 53 million complex refund declarations in just 45 days,
Yeah.
could that exact same level of vast data tracking be used to transparently show the real-time financial impact of policies on everyday consumers before those policies are even enacted?
Now there is something to think about.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.